Welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at excerpts from a novel called Green Girl.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool story.
All right.
Kind of fantasy mystery and even a little bit of sci-fi in
A
there.
little blend of everything.
Yeah.
Like,
So if you haven't read it, don't worry, we're going to be explaining everything.
yeah, we'll walk you through it.
But we're going to go deep today.
Absolutely.
Like, really dissect this
You get
thing.
into the nitty gritty.
So I'm excited.
Me too.
What about you? What were your first impressions?
Yeah, you know what really struck me was how the author manages to blend like the everyday normal stuff with this fantastical element.
Right.
You have Elsie, this protagonist, and she's green-skinned, which is super interesting. Of course, she's got this mysterious past, but she's working, a normal job. She's dealing with like family drama.
Yeah.
And then boom, all of a sudden it's ghosts, hellhounds, interdimensional travel.
Right. It's like you're reading and you think, oh, this is just, a normal story about a girl. And then all of a sudden it's like, nope.
Things take a turn.
Yeah. So let's talk about Elsie.
Let's.
So she's discovered as a child at this place called Lanyon Coit.
Yeah.
Which is this like ancient stone structure,
Mm-hmm.
no memory of her past, and of course, green skin.
Right. Very unusual.
So what do you make of that whole intro to her, especially like with the Lanyon Coit?
I think Landing Coit, it's more than just a setting. It's almost like a character.
No, interesting.
Yeah, it represents the unknown, the kind of mystical element, and it's where Elsie's power seems to come from.
Like it's the source.
Yeah, and you have this juxtaposition of an ordinary girl with this extraordinary origin.
Right.
It makes you think, who is she really? Where does she belong?
It's like a fish out of water story, but
Yeah.
even more than that.
Absolutely.
So then her adoptive grandmother, Sarah Moore, she's murdered.
Yeah.
And it's brutal.
It's not just a random act of violence either.
Right. It feels very intentional.
Yeah, like a turning point, a catalyst.
It pushes Elsie to confront like the dark side of everything.
Exactly. It shatters her sense of normalcy.
And then Colonel Matthews and her team, they show up.
Right. They deal with the supernatural threats.
And they find out some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, like Elsie and her adoptive brother Ian were dosed with polonium.
Like, what?
It's a radioactive element.
So someone's messing with them.
It's a calculated act.
And then on top of all that, she starts seeing ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
This is where things get really weird.
A whole new level of complexity.
We meet Leo, who's this friendly ghost.
Yeah, he seems nice enough.
And then Abigail Moore.
Another ghost connected to Elsie's past.
It's so much to take in.
Definitely.
What do you think about Elsie seeing ghosts? Like, is it a gift, a curse, something else?
Well, the author doesn't really present it as good or bad. It's more like a heightened awareness,
Like she can see what other people can't.
Exactly. She gets access to information that others don't have.
But it also makes her a target, right?
Oh, absolutely. Someone who can be manipulated.
Then we have the hellhounds.
Yeah, those are scary.
They're responsible for the village destruction and Sarah Moore's death.
Right.
The stakes are definitely higher now.
No doubt about it. Elsie's world is getting more and more dangerous.
What do those hellhounds represent to you?
They're more than just physical threats. I think they symbolize destructive forces unleashed when the boundaries between worlds get blurry.
Interesting.
Yeah, and to make matters worse, they were once special forces personnel.
So they were human.
Yeah, transformed against their will.
It's pretty horrifying.
Speaks to the antagonist's capabilities, and we find out this antagonist might be Elsie's own father.
Oh, wow. So her dad's a demon.
That's what it seems like.
That really complicates things.
It adds a whole new layer to her identity struggle.
Does she embrace this heritage or fight against it?
That's the question, isn't it? Nature versus nurture.
It makes you think about good and evil. Are we predetermined or can we choose our own path?
Right. Are we a product of our biology or our upbringing?
Then we're introduced to Green Gems Limited.
Yeah, that mysterious company.
They have ties to Elsie's past, and they want to exploit supernatural forces.
It's like we're uncovering this vast conspiracy.
A hidden world operating right under our noses.
Exactly.
What do you think about Green Gems Limited?
Well, they represent the dark side of power, the desire to control and exploit the unknown for profit.
Yeah, it's all about greed.
Greed and control.
So Elsie journeys into Faerie through the Lanyon Coit.
She's searching for answers.
And she meets these beings who claim to be her parents.
Queen Ivani and Lord Asnar.
But something feels off about them, don't you think?
Yeah, there's a definite sense of unease there.
Like they're hiding something.
The author does a great job of planting seeds of doubt.
Making us question their motives.
Right, we're left wondering if they're really who they say they are.
It really emphasizes the theme of deception in the story.
Yeah, and it underscores the importance of questioning everything.
even those who seem like allies.
Exactly. Trust no one.
It's a dangerous world Elsie's living in.
No doubt about it, and it's only going to get more dangerous from here.
Well, on that note, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more of our deep dive into Green Girl. Going into Faerie to get answers from these powerful beings,
Yeah.
it's like a classic fairy tale.
Right.
But in Green Girl, it's even more than that because Elsie transformed.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking fire-breathing dragon transformation.
It's a huge moment in the story.
What do you think about that, especially considering her demon heritage?
It's like a visual representation of her power
Yeah.
growing, her reaching her full potential.
Right.
But it also makes you wonder, was this a natural thing or was it her father's doing?
Like he was manipulating her.
Exactly. It adds this moral ambiguity.
Is she in control or is she a pawn?
It's a great question.
And her powers are evolving too, especially
Yeah.
her connection to Lanyon Quaid.
Yeah.
She can control its energy in ways she never could before.
It's amazing, but also kind of scary.
Like how much power is too much?
Right. What are the limits?
And then we find out the hellhounds, they were just the beginning.
Oh, man.
They were sent to trigger Elsie's transformation.
It's chilling when you think about it.
Her father's a mastermind,
Yeah, he's playing the long game.
pulling the strings from the shadows.
It makes you question everything we thought we knew.
Is Elsie a hero, a victim, or something else entirely?
It's hard to say.
So Elsie goes back to Faerie
This time with a purpose.
to confront Queen Ivani and Lord Asnar.
To get to the truth.
But Faerie's different now.
It's changed.
Like it's mirroring Elsie's own turmoil.
Yeah, it's a great metaphor for her inner struggle.
And then the big reveal.
Her parents might not be her parents.
Betrayal on top of betrayal.
She can't trust anyone.
Except maybe Ian.
Yeah, their bond is strong.
Forged through all this craziness.
It gives you a little hope in all this darkness.
It shows how important family is.
Yeah, blood are chosen.
And then Rose shows up.
An angel.
What do you make of her?
She's a wild card.
Right?
Her motives are a mystery.
But she's on Elsie's side.
It makes you think there's something bigger going on.
Like a battle between good and evil that's been raging for centuries.
Yeah, Rose is a part of that.
It's like she has a piece of the puzzle that we're missing.
And her knowledge could be the key.
And as everything comes to a head,
Yeah,
Elsie's powers keep evolving.
she's becoming something else.
More than just a dragon.
It's exciting and scary.
You don't know what to expect.
The author keeps you guessing.
And that's what makes it so good. Elsie's got all this power, but she could lose control.
Yeah, it's a dangerous line.
And the stakes are so high now.
Life or death.
Not just for her, but for everyone.
Right. The fate of both worlds is hanging in the balance.
Good and evil, ally and enemy, it all gets blurry.
Yeah, the lines are definitely blurred.
What did you think about this last part of the story?
You know what really struck me was how it kind of twists the whole hero's journey thing.
How so?
Well, Elsie's not just fighting like external battles, she's fighting with herself too.
Right. She's got her own demons.
It adds this whole other layer of complexity.
It's like a battle on two fronts.
Yeah.
It makes you think about how power can corrupt anyone.
Yeah, even with good intentions.
And some characters make choices that you don't expect.
Right, it makes you question everything you thought you knew about them.
It challenges our ideas of good and evil.
There's a lot of gray area.
Do you think that's a good thing?
Yeah, I think it's one of the book's strengths.
How so?
Well, it reflects the real world, you know? Things aren't always black and white.
Right and wrong aren't so simple.
Exactly.
But even with all this moral ambiguity, Elsie still steps up as a leader.
Yeah, she doesn't give up.
She's not perfect, though.
Right, she makes mistakes.
She doubts herself
But she keeps fighting.
for what she believes in.
And for the people she cares about.
What did you think about her leadership style?
It's inspiring, but also unconventional.
In what way?
She doesn't command people. You know, she leads by example.
Like she shows them what to do.
Exactly, through her courage, her empathy, her determination.
She doesn't give up.
No matter how tough things get.
She's not your typical powerful dragon.
Right, she's vulnerable.
She's human.
And that makes her relatable.
So in the final battle,
Yeah.
it's not just brute strength that wins the day.
Right.
It's her ability to unite everyone
Bring people together,
and give them hope.
even when all hope seems lost.
It's a pretty powerful message
Yeah.
about overcoming adversity and never giving up.
And the strength of the human spirit.
But even though the story ends,
Yeah.
you get the feeling that Elsie's journey isn't over.
Right. It's just the beginning.
She's got a new role now.
A leader in both worlds.
What do you think she'll do next?
Who knows? The possibilities are endless.
I think that's why I like the open ending.
Yeah. It leaves you wanting more.
It makes you think about what could happen.
And that's the power of a good story.
Well, we've reached the end of our deep dive into Green Girl.
It's been a journey.
We've explored the mystery, the fantasy, the sci-fi.
The good, the bad, the everything in between.
We've talked about identity, power, betrayal.
And the choices we make.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we had a great time.
And we hope you learned something too.
Even if it's just to question everything.
And to never give up on hope.
Right. Even when things are tough.
So until next time, keep diving deep
Keep exploring.
and keep asking questions.
And we'll see you on the next deep dive.